What's up with it, man? I hope y'all been good for real. But hey, man, the video today I got for y'all is because I was talking to my best friend, my dog, my brother, on the phone, man. We were really just chopping it up about some life shit like we always do. And then with the conversation we were having, it done made me come up with this topic about that I'm gonna release to y'all today was like is we been damn for hold on is we been intentional with our decisions in life. And when I say that, it is like, even with me, like, shit, when I do these videos, I be talking to you and myself at the same time. So it is like, I believe our quality of life is determined by the intuitions, the intentions behind our choices. Relationship, friendships, money, family, our peace. They don't improve by accident. They improve when we become intentional. And I say that because at the end of the day is when God himself said, you can't have faith without hard work. So it is like, how can we really sit around and be like, my life moving this way, my life going in that direction? Now, sometimes, we got shit where, card play wrong, woo, woo, woo. But most of the time, they'd be like, what if we moving wrong because we not doing stuff intentional and we just doing stuff off emotions? So that's the questions I got today. So I hope y'all really fucking with it, and let's get into it. On these topics, man, I want to be able to take accountability myself, and I hope y'all able to take accountability. So for me, when it comes to relationships, I know that I haven't been intentional with it for a long time because, I'll look at some fine shit, some thick shit, and I ain't gonna lie, I'll chase it. And you be like, I'm trying to woo woo. And then, I ain't really trying to get to know their personality. I ain't trying to see if we're compatible. I ain't trying to see none of that. And then sometimes I get myself in a situation where, I'm talking to the person for a long time with no intention of dating them. That's wasting time. So it's like in relationships, sometimes I was not being intentional. I was being lustful. And then also when it comes down to that, I also, know that play a factor in my way that I view shit, because if I'm talking to females and they got a man and then I get a girl and shit, my thought process already for that, like, shit, the bitch might be fucking off on me, you feel me? So there's like a lot of shit that come with it. But if I'm being intentional and like, guiding myself and taking my time with certain shit and not just going with my other head and thinking with this one, I'll be in better predicaments than I was in the past. I probably wouldn't have that much trauma to a relationship. So that's my thought process on that. But now I feel like, am I becoming the type of person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Yes, because now I look at relationships with attention. Now, like I want to be able to be emotionally controlled. I want people to have emotional maturity. I want to be able to connect outside of, penetration. And that's all that right there. I want to be able to have a deep conversation. I want to be able to come to you about my mental health, my sadness, and all this and that. And, even be able to grow with you, because we know that money come and go. So it's like, in a relationship, are you really fucking with me for me, or are you fucking me for what I can do? And if I feel like you're fucking me for what I can do, that's not intentional, because I can be up one day and be down. With me, I want to be able to have a relationship where we fucking with each other because I like you for you, and you like me for me. So that's how I do it, intentional. When it came to friends, I ain't gonna lie to you, I always had good intuition on friends. So it's like I ain't really had nobody around me that ain't good for me, ain't want me to grow. So I can't really relate to like bad friends, but I can relate to like bad associates and being around bad groups, and how if you around people and then they hang around bad people, how that can play into your part. But most of the time, I kept that shit P when it came to that friend shit. So it's like, it was most family when it came to me, when it comes to like bad relationships with family members, envy, hate, jealousy, that stir up. It also be the people that closest to you. So it'd be like, when it comes to friends, I personally pick my own friends. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna look at certain shit, I'm gonna look at certain signs, So but like my intuition on that was always to have people around me that want to grow in life, and then also people that I can grow off of. I mean, like in any aspect, like I make a learn certain stuff from you. Like you may be able to teach me street smart, and then I make sure I have a friend who can teach me book smart, because at the end of the day, I gotta have best of both worlds. I don't want to be green in this world. So for me, I ain't really had no issue with that. So I was always intentional when it came to that. I hope the same for y'all. But just remember that, man, gotta keep people around you that gonna always want you to do better, not somebody that gonna always say you right and always try to, never say you wrong, and then steer you into the wrong place, like make you lose relationships, make you lose this and that and that. Cause sometimes you need people that be like, damn, bro, you tripping. What the fuck you doing? If you got people around there like you, they really care about you, because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna be in your life and say you doing good when, bitch, you doing bad. So it's like, why would you want somebody to be lying to you? If I'm getting fat, I want a motherfucker around me to say, nigga, you getting fat, you need to lose some weight, take care of your health. I don't want a bitch around me be like, clock that shit, boy, clock that shit, my nigga. You out there big body T, I don't need that. And then we got money. So all my financial decisions today, creating freedom for tomorrow, are they keeping me where I have always been. Now, when it comes to money, I ain't gonna lie to you. Major setbacks from when I was young still play a factor into today. And I mean in the way of like, what you do in the past will become your presence. And what you do in the present will become your future, if that makes sense. So like, if I'm fucking up money right now in the present, the future me, you're gonna get affected by the presence. That's what I mean. So it's like, no, I have not been financially disciplined or very intentional with my money. I'm gonna be honest, and I want to change that. So for me, when it comes to that in general, like I talk to my homeboy, my brother. He's very, that nigga, he 101. I ain't gonna lie to you, like Michael Jordan when it comes to a lot of shit. He might be down in some shit, but when it comes to like that financial shit, my nigga, guru, he got that shit down pat. Even though he don't, like, some days, but that shit personal business. I ain't gonna pick my dog out, none of that. I didn't know that. Man, when it come down to the rough RA, high yield saving accounts, investing, and that's overall trying to make your money work for you, that's when your shit become intentional, because the dollars lose value every day. So it is like, and then you also don't know with these jobs, like you can lose a job in the snap of a finger. AI is coming around. So it is like, is we really striving to be financially free? Or is we just keep going on the hamster wheel? And when it come to me, I've been on the hamster wheel, back to back. Shit, I got videos on my channel, 2020, something about, damn, I think dark times. And at that point, I was still talking about my financial situation and how I was saving this and that. And then shit, 3 years later, it's the same thing. But it's because now it's hard to find a job. So it's like, damn, that past me, still having the same financial issues in the present because of choices I made in the past, because I wasn't intentional with my money. So now that I want to be intentional with my money, it's more harder, because damn, now I live in a time where you can barely find a fucking job. So it's like, that's how in general, like, you can make bad choices and it can affect you way, way worse than it did back then. And that's why I say you gotta be more intentional with your choices with money. This life in general, it is like, but time is the most precious thing you can have. And if you waste it, you will learn in the long run that it ain't worth it. It ain't no way getting out of it. No. Now, I ain't gonna lie, one thing, after 2023, I really prioritized my mental health. So I've been very intentional with that. So with that being said, for people who, who's still struggling with like boundary setting, this overall bad negative thoughts, this anything that's make your mental health, deteriorate. Let me tell you like this: protect your peace and watch who you give your energy to in aspects. It's because back then when I was struggling with my mental health, it's just I used to be on social media that's soaking up other people's energy. That's like, damn, why this person, well, I ain't gonna say why, I'll be like, damn, this person living good. Why the fuck I ain't doing this? Why the fuck I ain't doing that? We about the same age. Just comparing myself to them, and that was making me depressed. And that also making me be like, damn, when the fuck I'm gonna get there? You feel me? Comparing my life to another person. So that was one thing that was fucking up my mental health that I fixed by, just getting on social media and just start comparing my life to other people, because this is my journey, this is my race, and only God knows why I'm not there yet. And he only knows when it's my time, and I have to put in the work that he dedicated for me, not the work that he dedicated for them. And because some people, they do their own one too, which is, fast money to do, and they got a lot of muscle in that way. And that's just how I'm doing it, so I can't compare myself in that way. And then when it came to protecting my peace and my energy, It just like I stopped like this, indulging in shit that I didn't want to do. Like if I didn't want to get on the phone or FaceTime with a female that I'm dealing with, I'm not gonna do it because shit, at the end of the day, I didn't need prioritize my mental health. If she can't understand that, that means that she just ain't the one for me because some days people just don't want to talk. And then I didn't want to, if I don't want to hang out, and then my friends cut me off for that, I just start worrying about it because at the end of the day, you the only person who gotta walk your shoes and live your life. And then you know when you got time to do stuff and when you got energy to do stuff. So it is like once you start trying to prioritize and put your energy to people and start pointing to yourself, that's when you realize like, all right, bet. It's okay. And then when you got the people around you who understand that, that's when like your energy and shit just be at an all-time peace because you're not forcing yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do. So that's how I start protecting my mental health, and that is how I start being intentional with that for real. It's a little simple question, but before I get to that question though, I just want to let y'all know I'm just a nigga with a camera or with a phone that's this press record. So all this is really just my personal opinion. But I really come on here because I want to help people realize that, you know, it's regular people out here and we all go through shit and we all just have thoughts. And I want to connect with people who think the way I think, act the way I act. You know, I just want a community. And so that's why I do what I do for real. I just want to be able to connect to people and let them know like, shit, I be thinking the same thing you be thinking. I'm just tight to get on the camera and press record and just talk because at the end of the day, shit, who there to judge me? Shit, I'm still going to keep doing what I got to do. But the next question is life I'm consuming online helping me become who I want to be or distracting me from a person or distracting me from becoming that person? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. At one point in time when I was deep into that social media shit, that bit was distracting me from becoming the person that I was because I was consuming shit and I was just comparing myself to others all the time, like I said before. And I was just doom scrolling, not paying attention to how much time was passing, this shit, doing my 1-2, and then like late at night trying to, you know, scratch something. And then that became my main thing. I was intentional with getting on social media and becoming that nigga. So it is like once I put all my energy into it, that's what I was getting back. So in this world, it's just like it's a yin yang shit. If you're really intentional with whatever you want to do, that's really what you're gonna get. So when it came to that social media shit, I literally had to get off that shit for a long time because it was not, I couldn't become the person that I was. Once I got off, you know, I graduated from college and shit, people know that, who know me know that I graduated college. I got a degree in cybersecurity and network system technology. And, you know, now I'm working towards, you know, just doing way more shit because I don't put my energy into social media like that no more. And, you know, I just try to do stuff in real life and touch grass, if that makes sense. You got personal growth. But with me, I feel like personal growth is just a journey that's on your own that's never ending. So for me, I can say that over the years, I have grew in general, subconsciously and consciously by choice and by force. So it is like, at one point in time, people from high school know me as, you know, well, I already can't speak on high school, but like, there's a nigga who used to be fighting all the time, that's all that there, but wild card. Motherfucker probably thought I'd end up in prison. But I grew, changed, and became a whole different person. College graduate, as I just got finished saying on the last question. And just overall, a person who just comes, stay out the way, out the mix, and protect my energy. And a person who rarely get angry because at the end of the day is, why put my energy into a situation that I can't change or that's not benefiting me in a positive way? Because you can always look at life in the negative light when it comes to positive growth. Because like end of the day, we all got trauma. We all got something that can be holding us back, something that can be used as a way of like, I'm not gonna do this. And the prime example is, let us say I get a flat tire or whatever. I can use that as a way of like, man, everything always attacking me, or I could just be like, they get that shit out of the way and go to my job. Because at the end of the day, if I let this ruin my day, this little shit that I gotta fix anyways, and then I go to work with an attitude, I can cause myself to lose my job because I'm fussing, I'm mad, I'm angry, and then I'm taking shit out on people at work. So it's like, you gotta realize that something just ain't worth your energy, and like, little problems in life gonna happen. If it's something so minor, so that can be fixed, don't let it really control your emotion, because it's not really that situation that making you mad. It's something deep down inside that you ain't facing, which is like, You don't want to be in this predicament. You don't want to be, damn, another $200 gone, and then that just being that just go back to what I said about the money, being intentional with your money. It's a lot of shit that can hurt us in the long run because if you're not intentional, it can affect other parts of your life, and that is the truth. I ain't gonna lie, this one right here, I gotta take a bunch of accountability on this one. It's purpose. Am I waking up with intention, or am I letting life decide who I would become? And with me, I ain't gonna lie, for a long time I've been letting life decide who I would become. It's because, you know, we can play there's a lot of things that, you know, that play in factor as being a black African American. You know, sometimes you don't get a job because of your skin color. Sometimes, you know, you don't get a lot of shit because of your skin color and a lot of racist shit out here. And then I also let that get into my head and be like, I'm just about to give up on that job thing. I'm about to give up on this and that rather than still trying to increase my odds of getting a job thing, which like with me. I graduated, like I said, with the college thing, got my comp A+. I got the book and all. And then, you know, I never finished it because shit, I just like gave up. It was like, man, bro, they ain't even trying to give a nigga an entry-level job, so what's the point of me doing that? I let that affect me from bettering myself. So that's one way why I said I let life become who I am. I let life guide me, decide for me that I want worth being in that field. So now I try to go do social work in college, which I'm still in college for that. You know, I'm gonna graduate with that as well. But it's like I push myself out with negative thoughts. So I knock my own purpose out. And then also, in general, what another thing, what my purpose is that I had denied was, shit, sometimes, you know, I want to work on myself in ways that, like, get my mental health better, my spiritual life better, this overall. And then some days, you know, I wake up and I just won't do shit. Like, I won't meditate. I won't motherfucking journal. I won't control my thoughts. That's overall. I just wake up and then I just feel like, shit, what's the point? And then take my ass back to sleep. So like, when it came to this question, I really wanted to look at myself in the mirror and be like, from this day forward, I'm gonna wake up with purpose and intention. So this really why I made the video. I made the video for myself and to wake up somebody else and let them know that you gotta wake up with attention, man. You gotta be scribe. You gotta strive to want something in life because at the end of the day is we can always sit down and blame our past, our trauma, anything to not grow in this world. But whole time, who really stopping us? It's us. It's always gonna be us versus, it's always gonna be me versus me and you versus you, which is yourself, if you don't understand. So it is like, when you look at a man in the mirror, do you wanna be in the same position 5 years later? Or do you wanna be the person that tried to change? And then 5 years later, you'll be like, at least I tried. And that come with intention. So it is like, that's what I want to strive to be. I want to be the person that actually put belt to ass to this shit and try. And rather than letting the world control me, because at the end of the day, the world gonna keep spinning. No matter if I decide to wake up with a purpose and no matter if I decide to wake up and be intentional, or if I decided to do the same shit, the world still gonna go, the rules still gonna change, everybody still gonna grow except me. So you gotta wake up and see that only purpose stopping you from becoming successful is yourself. Because even if a door closed, another one can open. We live in 2026, not 1940. It's ways to beat the system. We just gotta get to it. Discipline. I ain't gonna lie, I lack discipline in certain areas because lost that weight. I'm 225, put the been 180. I've been saying that for 3 years. I've been consistent with keeping the weight on though. So it's like I lack discipline in areas where it's uncomfortable and it's hard. And I'm not being very intentional about it. So let's go back to even with money. I wasn't intentional. So like it play in two parts. So like you could be intentional about certain shit, but like you only gonna be intentional about shit that make you uncomfortable. And that's something that I have to fix. I gotta fix my discipline. And like I said today, I totally made this video because I want to look back and be like, nigga, you said on July the 8th, 2026 that you're gonna change and be intentional. And I want you, whoever watching the video, I want you to agree and change as well. I want to be able to, you know, say, I want you to come back here and be like, you know what, I listened to this nigga video and I came and I got some discipline and I changed. So I'm gonna get my fat ass up and I'm gonna lose this weight. I'm gonna go get my comp A+. I'm gonna get my network plus. I'm gonna finish so much shit, and then every year I'm just gonna challenge myself to better myself. Get certificates, that's save this and that. I'm gonna strive to be disciplined, because at the end of the day, discipline will get you a long way in life. Because that's one of the hardest things for any human to have. Because once we get uncomfortable, we always run back to what we once we get uncomfortable, we run back to what we comfortable too. And that is easy, because at the end of the day is when you gotta work hard for something, you just don't want to do it, because you gotta wake up early, you gotta do this and that and that. It is uncomfortable, and it just comes with so many shit. And I already be uncomfortable in life, like with your job, this and that and that, and then you just want comfortable. So it's just like, I don't want to do that, man. That is something else on my plate to make me fuck up, make you give up. So we gotta have that discipline, and I'm gonna make sure I have it from now on. This right here gonna wrap it up. Time is somebody watch how I spend my time, where they know what I truly value. Another accountability, my nigga. God damn, boy. Doing damage to myself right now. I mean, nigga, motherfucking storm, taking storm damage. Fortnite reference, if you understand. But if somebody would really watch me and understand what I value, what they see, I'm gonna be honest with you. It depends on what time they caught me, what month, what time, what season they caught me in. But if I'm being truthful, they'll know what I value, which will be sleep. Like, it's 24 hours in a day, but I value sleep more than anything. And sometimes that hinder me from doing better, even with my channel. Cause like some days I have a streak while I'm going hard on my channel, and then I disappear for 9 months. Oh, depressed, this and that. It's just like, man, nigga, sometimes they gotta get to it. So from this day forward, I'm gonna spend my time, and it's gonna be very valuable. I'm gonna go do so much shit. I just wanna be better than where I was yesterday. And that's what I'm saying with the video. So no, currently right now, they will not know what I truly value. They'll see that this nigga talking a big game, and he'll do certain shit. He'll check off probably 2 to 3, but then he'll be like, all right, bet, back to the bullshit. And that ain't how I want to live no more. So it's like, I'm gonna start spending my time wisely and check out more than 1 to 2 or 3, and they're gonna stay consistent, because discipline and consistency is all you need to become something better than what you was 2 or 3 years ago. And I ain't saying you're gonna be rich or this and that. I'm just saying overall, to make yourself feel better and strive to do something better in life, you just need to pick BTA to whatever you want. And I ain't saying you gotta be college degree, this and that. Just be happy in this world. So that's what waking up with attention is. Whatever you find for your life to be intentional, and that's what you want to do. Just make sure you happy while you're doing it, because that's all that truly matters. And I hope, y'all enjoyed the video, and, I hope I was able to speak life into somebody, because I damn sure spoke life into myself, and I look back and just be like, damn, there's a lot of shit I can change, and I'm gonna change. And I hope that I was able to make y'all feel the same. Enjoy the rest of your day. I thought that was the end, but I forgot to add that when you being intentional, just know that it's gonna be a lonely road, man, because a lot of people ain't built to take accountability for a lot of this situation and change who they are. A lot of people like to play victim. So just remember that if you got people that you love, you got people that you want in your life, sometimes that you can't take them along your journey, because you'll be hindering yourself, and you'll be backpedaling in life, because at the end of the day, that's probably a person you met when you were being unintentional with your life, when you were just doing shit off emotions, or just doing shit off the Honda, or just living life like on YOLO. When you being intentional, it comes with structure, discipline, and like purpose. Basically like how the Bible describes it. So it's just like, it's a lot of shit that just gonna change, and yeah, you're gonna be sad some days, and some days you're gonna feel lonely. But in this world, in this journey, what's meant for you gonna come, and what's not meant for you gonna leave. And that's what I had to come back and say, because I did thought about it. I said, damn, I forgot to tell them the sad part about being intentional. And I'm prepared for that as well. And just remember that when you weren't intentional, you did meet some people that was intentional, and you was the reason that they chose to leave because you wasn't ready. And now you chose to be intentional. Just know that people gonna leave you too. And that's because now you choosing to put boundaries up, you choosing to do better in life, and you just want better for yourself. And some people just want the world, and they want what's in the matrix. So you just gotta live with that, the fact that a lot of people don't want to change. A lot of people just like to cry wolf. And it is what it is. And maybe they happy like that. And you want better for them, but you just gotta remember, people gotta want better for themselves. You can't save a drowning person who ain't really drowning. They just making it seem like they're drowning to reality. It's just an illusion. So save yourself before you save anybody. And I ain't saying be selfish, but I'm saying prioritize yourself first and then help others. Because when you were drowning, who was there to help you? Because when you was being when you wasn't being intentional, when you was just blowing money, not doing this and that, everybody was around you. But now, when you start to say, damn, I need to be different, where everybody at now?